Well, morning, fellow zombies. Are we now alive and now awake? Are we still emotionally screwed up and sleep deprived? Because I sure as hell am, and I still got my coffee. I don't know if your coffee's as good as mine, according to one particular independent out there who is from Texas. And a hat. 8:43 in the morning, West Coast time, Monday, the 5th of May, 2025. Oh my God, they're all divisible by 5. Think about that one. That's an eye opener this morning. Divisible by 5. The date, actually, not the time. That's pretty weird. Anyway, throwing out the weirdness. Shall we go into the Trumpism again? Oh, good lord. I just ate breakfast. I'm digesting it. Okay, so what's on the hit parade? Well, Alcatraz. We have a lunatic who wants to open up the pearly gates of Alcatraz. And he wants to tell people all about it. He's not going to be a tour guide about it. Oh, no, he'll tell you about it once you're a permanent resident over there. If you're really a bad person, lousy qualities, lousy character, lousy period. So, what he wants to do at this point is open up the rock. Now, it was said decades ago that they had problems concerning about the rock because of potential sinking. And every so often, the scientists would go out there and check the water level. If the water is indeed rising a little bit each time, then habitability is questionable at point. Bureau of Park and Recs, Department of Interior, is supposed to have been running the place as a tourist trap. Federal property, not state. But Trump said on an interview that he wants to open up Alcatraz. I don't think he understands that all the Doge crap we've been going through, all the uh, I don't know, maybe somebody else in the staff does understand it and wants it anyway. Just as a symbolic reason. We already got federal prisons, but now he wants to open up the rock. They had problems with the rock because of life support situations, not to mention the cost of it, of keeping that place going on a constant basis. Constant supplies being boated in, and potential for potential escape. 3 people, long time ago, swam swam off the island. It's shark infested. How did they survive? Nobody knows. Nobody knows because nobody could see what the hell was going on all the coastlines. But they left. Either they drowned, either a chum, or they lived their lives and died. So, but the rock is to be opened by the order of the Trump, or by one of the Trumplicans out there who wants to see Alcatraz taking in a lot of people over there. It's only got a limited max capacity. What the hell is he going to do? Make it into a concentration camp? There's no ovens over there to bake people up or gas them to death. None. So, what is his plan on doing with the rock except for incarceration? During the tours of the rock of Alcatraz, there had been reports of ghosts, former prisoners and guards mingling among the mortals. And hear and feel the cold feel of the ghosts going through the place. And it's a terrifying experience. me, me and my brother didn't go on the rock. We just circled around the rock and got the hell out of there. It's impressive. It's terrifying. And it's the midst of a lot of people. Normally, when you get a federal prison, you're supposed to keep it away from people to a point. Terminal Island in Long Beach, California. We're actually in the nearly the port of Los Angeles area. They have a federal prison out there, and it's for hardened. We also have Supermax in a couple of places in the United States that prisoners don't see the light of day ever again. Just artificial lighting all the damn time. They're not worthy of getting out. They're lifers. We do have states that actually do have the death penalty. But for the federal, that's a different thing altogether. But Trump wants to see Alcatraz going up. What's even worse that everyone else is making fun of, and I hadn't just yet, hadn't touched it. Because I already knew he is not capable of completing an oath that he did. The first time he put his hand on the Bible, and the second time he didn't. Of course, it's not recommended or actually mandatory for him to swear on the Bible. He could swear it on a magazine. Didn't. But he swore to the Constitution of the United States to support and defend. And he's not quite sure how to do that. He would have had better advisors if he got better advisors to help him run the country more efficiently. No, he wanted to run it this way. Chaos and confusion, this is the way he likes it. This is the way he wants it. And his Trumplicants are more than willing to go to bend. Bending rules to the point of breaking them left and right. Including having the justices, both in the federal districts, appellate, and supreme, to try to back him up one way or another. There have been a lot of court cases, but there had been a few that have already passed. And that's what usually worries me more. Voice of America was overseen by another group, federally funded, but tried to keep isolated. But it was taken off by Trump. No more Voice of America. Corporation sued, but lost in the appellate this Saturday. 2-1, 2-1 on this one. 2 against Voice of America, ever coming up again. Prior to that, we had a federal district judge in D.C. said, we need this. We need this. This is interfering with freedom of speech and everything else. But the problem is the jurisdiction was different. The 2-1 was against jurisdiction, against the judge who said Voice of America should be operating. And the company was about to do it. The corporation was about to get Voice of America up and operating until the appellate. Now they're going to have to send this one over to the Supreme Court. Knowing how John Roberts is being right now, being snitty because he's getting sued by another Trump party. So I don't know if he's going to be inclined to rule for or against Trump at this point. Maybe a few others in the Supreme Court will be voting with Trump. Shutting things down in places that we already have freedom of speech going on. But it takes court orders to try to put a stop in all the executive bullshit happening. It shouldn't be. It should not be this way. Unfortunately, this is the reality we have to deal with. Everything on a constant rattle here. We're missing bigger pictures because we're focusing on the rattle here, rattle there, while something else just sneaks right through the middle, blindsides us and nails us in the ass one way or another. Another portion of liberty or portion of civil rights, more due process being whittled away. Maybe freedom of speech because we got people being threatened to be sued if they happen to say anything wrong or do anything wrong, produce anything wrong. And yet we got a lot of resistance at this point. Alcatraz will not be able to accommodate the portions of America that are going against them. Unless we're going to be spending more and more federal money to physically isolate the cities. Just like what you've seen in movies. Certain movies I've seen Kurt Russell in. Escape From, put a blank on that one. Name your town. Seeing your town walled up by the United States Police Force. I would not put it past the Trumplicans or Trump himself to institute that kind of federalized department. Where the hell is he going to get the money from? Is he going to be siphoning it from every law enforcement agency just to get a police force to physically do martial law on us? This is happening in our lifetime. We already got federal people going through towns and cities looking for the bad, quote unquote, bad people. Got to get rid of them, bad people. It took 17 barricades full of federal officers in Irvine about a week or two ago just to get one guy served with a search warrant and arrested. A house broken into, and the elderly parents scared the shit out of them. I mean, it scared the crap out of them, seeing all this hardware coming in. It scared the hell out of me, too, if I'm going to see a gun muzzle in front of my face. And the only thing I can say is, bite me. You come in without a warrant. Oh, it's even better than that. It's when you have people coming into the courtrooms without ID, balaclavas on their face, no ID at all, no badges, but threatening people left and right. I want this guy. He's under arrest. I'm putting it dramatically at this point over here. There's been video out there in one particular courtroom where supposed federal agents came in without warrants, without ID, without uniforms, no identification markers. Just trying to arrest this guy in the midst of a court trial. And it wasn't the guards trying to stop this guy. It was the public inside. And this guy's yelling at him, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna arrest you on this one, I'm gonna arrest you on that one. And they're saying, you're not police. Show us the damn ID, show us the warrant. I don't have to do anything, I'm on arrest. The thing is, what I'm hearing is the federal government is deputizing people without the paperwork, without the badges, without something of authority to tell the general public they have authority. They have authority. Give me 1 second here. So what else are we facing besides break-ins into our home without warrants by people who say that they're representing the law and they're not, without showing us the proof? Going to a courthouse, even going through your own trial, and you get pulled by federal agents without even the federal agents clearing it through the judge, without even contacting the bailiff about the situation. No, just go in there and arrest the person. I'm surprised the bailiffs didn't arrest the other persons for not showing ID. Nothing happened in this particular state. It wasn't in California. California, the thing is, we have a law of preventing the federal agents from doing this kind of shit. Our cops will prevent, but they're not going to assist in any federal arrests. We're considered a sanctuary state. We got sanctuary cities over here. Our officers are not, by state law, ordered to help the federals when they're doing their arrests. It's a way of telling Trump, knock the shit off. But we got people out here in Kern County who would probably appreciate that kind of insanity that Trump's unleashing because they believe in him so damn badly. It's not even funny out here. There may be some people out here that don't like Trump, and I'm one of them. I don't like him. I don't like the Trumplicans. I don't like their thinking. I don't like them, period. But I live in this town. I know I could be moving somewhere else. Yeah, where? Who's got available rent and available housing? We got a housing crisis in this state right now. We haven't got the availability. So I'm right where I am. And concerning about what everybody else is doing right now. How the hell are we supposed to be dealing with this shit? Well, that's a question, isn't it? So how do we deal with a president who doesn't know the Constitution, doesn't care to want to know about the Constitution? He refers it over to the lawyers because lawyers will handle anything. I'm just the president. I make the orders. So you don't know whether or not if your orders are lawful or not. I don't care. I just make my orders. And that's the kind of an attitude he has. And the lawmakers are going along with this shit. Of course, there's been pushback in the House of Representatives of if there's going to be any more impeachments. Some of the Trumplicans are saying, nah, there can't be any more impeachments. They're getting tired of the third one. They're going to get tired of a third impeachment. Well, this is probably after the midterms, if and when the Democrats actually get control of the House of Representatives. A lot of the independents are speculating, maybe some of the corporate media, whether or not if the Republican Party inside the House of Representatives are going to be maintaining and retaining their seats. If there is going to be any change for the Democratic, for the blue, would it be weird if they actually changed into the independent? I'd be thrown out of things, wouldn't it? Because then the independents would have a little more control because they would have a small percentage. They would have a piece of the pie in that one. If we could do that to the Senate, that'd be a different story altogether. So we got that coming up. And I'm just, I'm seeing all these negative stories coming out. Control issues left and right. People who support Trump are now questioning why they supported Trump in the first place. Press secretary losing her mind, trying to spew up all the Trump garbage, and she's getting challenged left and right. She hates it. She doesn't want it. We got the Department of Homeland Security Director, theoretical, pushing more and more arrests. He wants a sweep of everybody, apparently. He's giving that impression to the independents, who are responding to it like crazy. That they want to arrest federal judges, district judges, hell, even SCOTUS if they could. Here's the problem. Who's going to try the damn court cases in the first place? Or are they just going to be tried right there in Star Chamber without going through due process, without going through the judicial system? Just arrest them and just, what? Throw them in prison without anything? But this is what the Department of Homeland Security Director wants to do anyway. He's already given that impression to people left and right. Trump got pissed off because Maine governor challenged him. Trump was going to arrest her. I'll see you in court, she said. Well, she saw, and he lost again. They're still talking about impeachments and stuff. It's not going to get done. I keep trying to tell people, the problem is in the line of succession. Do anybody realize what this means? You get rid of the President of the United States, Trump. Let's say if he gets impeached. You still got J.D. Vance to deal with. Have you already started to work on him? Doing the same shit. And then it comes down to the Speaker of the House. House of Representatives. And after him is the leader of the Senate. How the dynamics are going to change in the midterms, that's what they're hoping for. But until then, we have to struggle and endure with what we have. We can say all the impeachment stuff we want. It's not going to help them because right now it's not going to help them much. We are in so much guano right now, it's not even funny. I got some of the veterans balking at Trump because of changing federal holidays for the veterans. Trump wants a holiday for the World War I survivors and then the World War II survivors. The reason why we have Veterans Day is celebrating the wars we've had. We've fought since the Revolution to the current. All inclusive. There can't just be one war per holiday. But he feels this weird ass patriotism stuff. He doesn't understand this shit. He's been a grifter all his life. How does he understand about self-sacrifice? Of any sort. Of any volunteer. Of giving himself to service. Nothing. It's all about him. The ego must be fed. I must have your attention. Don't you understand? And it's like sometimes I get upset about the independents out there because they all depend upon the kindness of the zeros and ones of Google and YouTube for their show and their channel to survive. Feed me likes. Feed me shares. Feed me comments. Feed me. Make my channel grow, because after that, I'll be big and strong enough to withstand all these people, because my subscribers will stand in front of them, in front of a firing squad from the attackers who are going to be throwing the fiery rhetoric at me. I'll be protected. Yeah, right. I'm an independent. It's not even asking for that damn shit, because I'm seeing what's happening right now. They're making themselves into chum. Don't even see it. But that's them. They're depending upon so much of that kind of strength and unity. I am small. I've got maybe about 100 or less. I haven't asked all the time for likes or shares or comments. But it would be nice to get some kind of feedback from people to see what they think. I've got one guy out there keeps saying, Trump, 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 Trump. Then I'm like, block, block, block. Bye-bye. Nothing constructive concerning about that yelling at me. I want to hear constructive criticism. I want to hear if my channel is that bad. But then again, I really wouldn't give a shit if my channel's that bad anyway, because it's my channel and I don't give a shit. But now I got to be dependent upon feedback. Well, just because if anybody's out there, I've got the subscribers. Are they talking? Are they watching? Are they saying something? Not a damn thing. Maybe a very few people would. Maybe a few people actually do care and listen and see what's going on. But I'm not trying to push it down people's throats. I'm not looking for the entire like. I want everything liked. Everything must be liked. Everything must be commented. Everything must be shared. I need to build my empire. No, my empire's okay right now as it is. And I'm just dealing myself as a sounding horn. Just a sounding block. Just a sound chamber. But if anybody happens to crack the block and see what's inside, they're going to see this guy talking his face off. And if they listen, they listen. If they don't, they don't. It's on them, not me. I'm not here for conversion. I'm not here to convert the masses. Somebody else will do that. They'll tell you that they would like, but they want anyway. What about me? What would I want? When I started my channel, it was concerning about a relief valve for me, physically, mentally, spiritually. Talking about how I deal with emotions, how I deal with grief and mourning on a constant basis. And then politics happens, and then other things happen, and I'm building up on that one. But the core is for me to get my stuff out. It's not building up money or fame or power. If it does, I'm in trouble. Because if I happen to get that kind of fame and power, I don't know if I'm going to be running for the hills. I've been burned too many times by other people in the real world. Not as well in social media a few times as well. They got view choicey comments out here in the town of Roseman. At least online, but in person, I hadn't seen anybody yet. Nor do they ever come up to the front door and just to give their opinion, just so they can feel good. They wouldn't waste the energy or the breath on it. They have the keyboard warrior thing. They'll put it on the phone and feel proud of themselves, arrogant, and egotistical about it. And me, okay, so what else is new? You're throwing in the characters, I can block your ass. But if you really want to make this thing clear, if you really want to make an asshole of yourself, here it is. Come to the door, pound on the damn thing and tell your spiel, and feel sorry for yourself, or actually feel proud of yourself. Then I'll probably say, is that it? You came all this way, wasted your gas money, wasted your physical energy, and your chi, and everything else you're doing, just to blow off steam. You want to see a bug collection? I got bug collection over here. Want to go visit the tour? You want a soda? Want coffee? Can't offer you a seat to sit down on because every chair I've got is occupied by a lot of things on it. But hey, I appreciate the visit. You want to blow off steam over more? You want to tell me that you're big, bad, and you're... So you just came over this way, build up your ego, blow it off, and then you're asking yourself, why the hell did you do this stupid, foolish thing in the first place when it was so much easier to mouth off on the keyboard when you know you're going to get blocked? I got people on Facebook asking me, pleading me, John, make me your friend. Make me your friend. And I get women doing this to me. I get women doing this thing. Young ladies. They're kids. They hadn't seen what this ugly fort looks like. If I happen to post this stuff on Facebook, and I should post this stuff on Facebook, they can see an ugly guy with rotten teeth, bloated body, and an ugly formed face. Then dire need of a haircut and a shave in a real way. Not to mention the body that needs to be showered again. Hadn't showered in about a month or two. I smelled old people doing that. I smelled them growing up. And I'm one of them. When you get things happening in your life that make things impossible, yeah, you have to go for the in-home health services. They're not going to be able to deal with a place like this. There is no way in hell they'll be able to do with it. They're not going to be able to deal with the bug war. I got in this place for over nearly 3 years. So, I got the little bugs hanging around here. I got the bigger bugs hiding out till it gets dark, and then they start having a party and a field day. See, that's life for me right now. There's no Orkin. There's no way of affording Orkin. Not unlimited budgets. If you guys been watching my channel, then you know what's been happening. You know what's been happening. But I'm here, dealing with my dog. She's lying down again. She's old, she's blind, she's crippled. And I'm doing 24/7 on her. A caregiver, what can I say? See my videos, understand what the hell's going on with me. Then you want to come after me with your damn political crap, go ahead. I'll read it once, block your ass. After that being said,